A very good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for joining us. So you are watching SA Today, and in this half hour, this was where we tell your story. And we do that by going around the country with our team of journalists who tell us what's been going on. So let's get right into it. And we start right now with Makashule Gana, who's the DA campaign spokesperson for basic services, and what's been happening in Alexandra Township. Thanks so much for joining us. Welcome to the program.
Thanks very much, Peter, and good afternoon to the viewers of SA Today.
All right. So my colleague was in Alexandra this afternoon, and the common theme that's been coming through there for the last day and a half is, where is Herman Mashaba? Why didn't the mayor show up?
Thanks for that question, Peter. The mayor yesterday was busy, and he sent the MMC for community safety and public safety to go and address and listen to the concerns of the residents. Unfortunately, MMC Michael San was not given an opportunity to respond or to interact with the community, and that's where the matter is now. I'm very much aware that the mayor is ready to go and interact with the people of Alexandra, because he's not a mayor that runs away. I mean, the people of Alexandra are the people that elected him into office.
But the streets were burning, though, yesterday, and you would think that whatever else was on yesterday, that should have been a high priority.
We take it so serious what was happening. That's why, when things are burning, the people that respond, it's usually JMPD, because one of the issues that were being raised is the issue that JMPD was firing people with rubber bullets. So the person that needs to go there is a person in charge of JMPD, because at the time that the mayor sent Councillor Michael San to Alexandra, is that there were reports that JMPD was doing something that was untoward. That's why we needed a political leader of JMPD to go and address the issue, because some of the concerns that are raised by the community, it relates to bylaw enforcement, and the political principle of bylaw enforcement is actually Councillor Michael San.
All right, so some of it is things like illegal structures,
yes,
but they're also complaining about service delivery and people jumping queues for housing. Where does the MMC Son fit in, where perhaps it could be the mayor coming to deal with this directly?
So Michael San, not only is he the MMC for public safety, but he represents the city, and when the mayor tasks him to go and do a particular responsibility or particular task, he has to respond to it. So he acts in the capacity of the mayor, because he goes in there under the mandate of the mayor.
Okay.
And just to say that, the concerns that the residents of Alex are raising, it's important that they raise those concerns. We cannot, as a party, say that
you're
the
not
concerns...
listening. They're saying you're not listening. You've been running the city since 2016 now, so 3 years down the line. They say that they call you, they beg you, they tell you about their situation, but you're not listening.
Peter, when the people of Alexandra were saying that we need extended hours for the clinics, we listened and we extended the hours. We even opened the Alex Clinic on weekends. When there were concerns around the libraries that they close early, and then because of the afternoon schools that many of the learners in Alexandra have to go through, they want the libraries to be open on after hours. We listened to that. When the young people, the young entrepreneurs in Alexandra said we need a one-stop place wherein we can get advice in terms of business, we can get advice in terms of job opportunities, we listened. That's why we're building an opportunity center in Alexandra. So we are in effect a listening government. And what has been happening, obviously, it's for us. We need to listen. I mean, we'll never stop listening to our people. Every time there's a grievance, we'll be on the ground listening to the people.
One of the things, again, that is coming up is the mushrooming of illegal structures, shacks that are being built, and literally swamping Alexandra. What have you been doing to manage this? Because they're saying that it's out of hand.
Those concerns are genuine, and we've been raising it and ensuring that the JMPD address this particular aspect. But then sometimes when we do go in there, then there's a standoff. Remember, this is not the first time that there was a standoff. Actually, the last time when the JMPD went to demolish illegally erected structures, it was the community members themselves who said, no, the JMPD must not do that. And then there was a standoff, and then we had some people who were injured. But then, because now this concern has been raised, and we're going to address these matters, we're going to ensure that the bylaws in Alexandra are enforced. And that's a commitment that we do have, because it is in our interest to see the people of Alexandra living a dignified life like any other person. There was a lot of hope, especially after the 94 breakthrough, that a lot of development will happen in Alexandra. There was even money that was pumped in, over 1.7 billion rand, just to make sure that Alexandra gets renewed, Alexandra gets the services that it deserves. And that's something that we've been following up on.
So perhaps people are concerned about the pace of change. What's holding you back in dealing with these issues quicker? Is it money? Is it resources? What is it?
There's a money aspect. I mean, one of the issues that, for instance, the residents are raising is the issue around the housing, saying that the housings are not being delivered on time. Whereas as a city, the city does not receive direct funding to build houses. We rely on the provincial and national government to give us a grant, and those grants in the last two financial years have been cut. So we haven't been able to build as many houses as we'll have liked for the people of Alexandra. But we are in contact with the residents. We are in contact with the people to ensure that the little that we do get, we are able to plow it back in Alexandra. That's why even with the stormwater situation in Alexandra, we are addressing that. There are housing developments that have been put in Alexandra. Is it enough? No, it's not enough, because the resources that we do receive, it's not enough for us to address the needs of each and every resident of Alexandra.
What do we tell the residents of Alexandra when they see politicians from different parties pointing fingers at each other instead of working together? We had a briefing this afternoon. I saw ANC councillors pointing fingers at the DA. And I'm just wondering, isn't this council supposed to be working together to solve the issues of Alexandra?
The council, it's a council of different political parties.
Yes, but
when decisions are taken, it's just that sometimes maybe it's what we call electionitis, where people are excited of what's the change that's coming on the 8th of May, because there's going to be a change. I mean, in the whole of Gauteng, there's going to be a change of government. People get excited, others get worried. That's why for some reason they feel that they can hijack and appropriate the genuine struggle of people of Alexandra. They try to make this to score cheap political points. But then we, as an organization, as a DA, our interest is to ensure that basic services are delivered to the people of Alexandra. That's why even when we go to council, we put the matters in front of council. The councillors, they vote in favor. The councillors voted in favor that the clinic needs to be. Are
you not trying to score political points as well? We've just seen the statement that the mayor put out aimed at President Ramaphosa, saying that you caused the problem, it wasn't us. Isn't that politics more than actually saying, Mr. President, let's work together and solve this?
You see, in the quest of solving a problem, we also need to be honest on what the cause is. Because if we are not honest in terms of how we got to be here, then we run the risk of actually repeating the very same mistakes that were committed by others. But then when we acknowledge that, for instance, that there was a 1.7 billion rand that just vanished into thin air, actually went into other people's stomachs, then if we don't want to accept that fact, then there will be money pumped. We say, no, let's renew Alexandra. But what lessons have we learned? Remember when even Thabo Mbeki went to Alexandra to say, here's the money, here's 1.7. We are going to make Alexandra to be a place where people will be proud to stay in. If we are not honest in terms of some of the causes of why we are here, why things are moving at a slow pace in Alexandra, we'll not be able to solve it. But the important thing for us now is to get the councillors, get the provincial government, get the national government, because some of the issues that maybe people do raise is the issue of foreign nationals, illegal immigrants that are there. There's nothing that from a city side that Mayor Mashaba can do with the national policy. So Mayor Mashaba's primary mandate is to deliver services. Are clinics working in Alexandra? Yes, they are working. Are informal settlements being electrified in Alexandra? Yes, they are being electrified. Are roads being paved in Alexandra? Yes, they are being paved. Okay. So if we look at what the mandate of Mayor Mashaba is in relation to what has been delivered.
Again, the people are saying it's not enough. That's why they're marching. You did mention...
I did say that it's not enough. I agree. Yes. I'll never say... Because I was in Alexandra yesterday, and I looked at the situation. Right. It's not enough. There was a lot promised.
But you're doing the best you can at this stage. That's what you're saying.
With the resources that we have, we get the clinics working.
Right, let's talk a little bit about foreign nationals, because you brought it up as well. And the mayor has been accused at times of saying things that don't help the situation, that perhaps are inflammatory. What is his position in terms of some of the concerns that the Alexandra Township people have brought up, particularly around foreign nationals? And how is he going to help calm tensions and calm those fears?
You know, the position both of the mayor and of us as the DA is that we want people to come to this country. You know, people must come from China, from Pakistan, from Nigeria, from Mozambique, Zimbabwe. They must come to South Africa. We must be able to build a stronger world together. But when we come to South Africa, we have gates. And we want our brothers from the rest of the continent, our brothers from the rest of the world, that when people come to South Africa, let's use the gate. By using the gate, we'll know who you are. Because if someone claims that they are hungry and they come to your house, Peter, and then they jump the wall into your house and they claim that the reason I jumped the wall is because I'm hungry. When you come back home, when you finish your shift here, when you get home, you find someone in your yard, what will be your immediate reaction? Say, no, I jumped the wall because I was hungry. But that's not the behavior of someone who's hungry. Someone who's hungry will come and knock at your door, and you'll go in there. You'll talk to them nicely to say, what is the issue? How do I assist? They say, no, do you have some bread? Can I have some of that? So our thing is that we want people to come from anywhere in the world. We want them to come to South Africa. They must come buy our stuff. Gate. But then when you come to South Africa, use the gate. Don't jump the fence. Don't crawl under the fence. Because we need to make sure that we know who's here at the time that they come, at the time that they leave. That's where our stance is.
We've run out of time, but Herman Mashaba will be in Alexandra tomorrow.
Herman and our leader, Musi Maimane, will be making a statement in terms of what has been happening in Alexandra and how we intend to solve the issues of Alexandra, because it's in our interest to ensure that the people of Alexandra live a dignified life.
All right, that's where we'll leave it. Thanks very much indeed for coming through.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue telling your story right here on SA Today.